Okay, guys, back again with another movie review. Got a haircut, as you can see. Yes, looking fresh, so clean. And the other day, over the weekend, I did a double feature. I did a double feature on John Wick Ballerina. That review is coming soon. And also the film I'm discussing right now, which is Materialists, A24, new A24 film, and the second directional film of Celine Song, who brought us the great Past Lives, which came out in 2023. I think that's one of the best movies of the decade, and that movie had me freaking weeping, and I wasn't expecting to cry in that film at all. And when I heard the initial announcement, the initial cast of this film, I was not worried about Pedro Pascal at all because he is a phenomenal actor. However, I was very skeptical on Dakota Johnson and Chris Evans just because Chris Evans hasn't had a lot of great films post Marvel, especially post Endgame. And Dakota Johnson, great, a lot of potential with Dakota Johnson. She's just been missing the mark over the past few roles that she's accepted. She's had a couple here and there that's been good, but overall it just seems like there aren't really a lot of roles that she takes that showcases her personality. So I was hoping that with this one we can get a little bit more, excitement out of her. And thankfully Celine Song was able to do that because Materialists, excuse me. Okay, let me introduce the characters. First of all, Chris Evans. He plays John. uh, Pedro Pascal plays Henry, and Dakota Johnson plays Lucy. Lucy, I believe. Yes, Lucy. And this takes place in New York, and Lucy is a matchmaker who New York goes around New York pairing people with their perfect significant other, man, woman, whoever it is. And she was previously in a relationship with Chris Evans' character, John, who is an actor, and he's down on his luck. He's broke, and he's still living in an apartment with his two roommates, and he's close to 40. And this film does a great job at showing the the bad of modern dating and just how difficult it is on both ends. And all of Lucy's clients are very, very shallow and very close minded when it comes to what they want in a partner. And I think restricting restricting what you want in a partner. I mean, if you have so many no's on your list of, what you deem acceptable for your potential significant other, you're really blocking your blessing on someone that could be the perfect one for you. And that's something that Lucy definitely learns in this film when she is paired up when she meets Pedro Pascal's character, Harry, at a wedding event at one of the clients that she sets up. They hit it off, and immediately she's drawn to Harry's high, rich, fancy life that he's living. But she's not in love with him at all. She's, no pun intended, but she's in love with the material things that he possesses. She's constantly asking, how much do you pay for this apartment? And why are you taking me out of these fancy dinners? And, all this other stuff. And he's always whining and dining her, which is, I mean, that's cool every now and then, but there's only, I mean, love comes first, and it seems like with Harry, he's skipping a few steps ahead. He's looking towards the finish line, which is marriage with Lucy. And even Lucy tells him that marriage is a business, it's a partnership. She even warns Harry, hey, I'm not the right one for you. But he ignores all the signs, just like in reality. A lot of us ignore signs for someone that we really like because we are, so tied up in our emotions. And we always overlook the people that can be the perfect one for us. And that being, Christopher Evans' character, John. Even though John and Lucy had a very bad relationship in the past, they really are the perfect match. And even though that Lucy was very unhappy in their relationship because he isn't on the up and up with his job and his acting career, and still living in the same apartment with his two neighbors. I mean, it's better than being in a relationship with someone that you don't love. And it's better than Lucy pretending to be in love with Harry when she's really in love with all these things that he can buy her and that he can afford. And excuse me, and she realized she's just as, like I said, she realizes in the film that she's just as shallow, as self-centered as a lot of the clients that she deals with. She's setting a lot of these unrealistic goals for herself. And I think that when you finally break it down, and when she finally realizes what she wants in a partner and she finally gets it, she realizes, wow, maybe this isn't as good as I thought it would be. Because a lot of people with their ideal partner or their dream partner, I would say, is just something that's fabricated in their head. And a lot of times it's better to leave it in your head than to make it a reality. And something else I really love is how I really like about this film is how it shows from both sides, the men and women, how difficult modern dating is. Women have a laundry list of what they want in a man, and a lot of men are very insecure about their height size, which I understand, because a lot of women, if women if a woman says she wants a man that's 6 feet or whatever, I'm not mad at that at all. I'm not short at all. However, I'm not going to be mad at a woman that says she wants a guy that's, taller than her, but you're really limiting the dating pool based on, height requirement, because the average guy is, I think, maybe 5'6", something along those lines. And as far as women go, I mean, it is absolutely terrible when it comes to dating, because a lot of dudes are very creepy and do not know how to take no for an answer. So I completely understand women being terrified of not wanting to date because they've had bad, shitty experiences with men that just don't know how to say no. So Celine Song does an excellent job at this, and at breaking down modern dating and how toxic it is, and how it can be used for right and wrong. But also, there's a scene in this film, I'm not going to spoil it, but there's a scene in this film with Lucy where her client had a very bad date with a person that she set her up with, and they have a falling out. And when she explains to Lucy why the date was so terrible, and and why she blames her for it, and why she's so terrified to go out and date again, I immediately cried. I mean, this is the second time Celine Song has made me cry, and I wasn't expecting to cry in this film at all. And I was actually pleasantly surprised that Dakota Johnson did an excellent gave me and gave us an excellent performance. She has great chemistry with both Pedro and Chris Evans, and there were times where I was 50-50 on who I wanted her to end up with. There were times I wanted it to be Pedro, and there were other times I wanted it to be Chris. But even though Lucy and Lucy and Harry look good on paper, in the long run, that's not that's not going to last very long. She definitely needs someone like John, which is Chris Evans' character. Even though they're polar opposites, I mean, there is a lot of love there, and you can tell that they still do love each other, and that I mean, they're ride or die for each other. So, with that being said, I'm going to give Materialists 4 stars. I thought this film was excellent. Great performances all around. If you guys saw this film, let me know what you thought. Until then, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to stay updated with more movie, TV show, and comic book news and reviews.